Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for Enloe Medical Center's Healthier You Facebook Live series, where today we're going to talk about how Enloe is breathing new life into cancer detection. Cancer has a specific odor that people release when they exhale, and Enloe the dog is learning how to sniff it out. The Yellow Labrador, purchased by Enloe Medical Center to support the research of the Chico nonprofit Insight 2 Foundation, has been training for more than 2 years and has been getting help with his education thanks to local cancer patients and their families. Hello everyone, I'm Susie Lowry Hall and I'm Enloe's Community Outreach Coordinator, and I'm here today with Dina Zaphiris, who is the founder and CEO of Insight 2 Foundation. I'm also joined with, and also Enloe's trainer. I'm also joined with Traci Hunt, who's our director of Enloe Regional Cancer Center, and who also happens to be one of Enloe's trainers and owners, And then I'm also joined here with Rebecca Senoglu, who's Enloe's Cancer Support Program Coordinator. And of course, we're joined with Enloe. There he is. Hi, Enloe. So we'll see if we can get him to, there he is. So yes, so we're all happy to be here. So thank you everyone for being here today. We all appreciate it, and thank you for joining us as well. But before we get started, please remember that the information that we're about to share is not intended to be medical advice. If you have specific questions about your health, please talk to your provider. And as always, throughout the broadcast, please feel free to type your comments in the comments field, and we'll do our best to address them during the broadcast. And so with that, we're going to get started. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to start here with you, Dina. Can you tell us a little bit about how you realized dogs could smell cancer?
Yes, I can. I was first asked by somebody else. It was a PhD in Northern California, who noticed that his own dog was smelling cancer patients' bodies.
Oh, okay.
So it was a strange realization on his part. He treated cancer patients with acupuncture, so they were undergoing non-chemotherapy type of treatments. So everybody that came in had cancer, sometimes advanced, and his regular old dog was just pointing to the tumors year after year. Wow. His name is Dr. Michael McCulloch. He started doing research and found out that there were all of these stories, anecdotal stories of owners saying, my dog found my cancer. It happened.
Wow.
So from there on, he said, we need to get scientific about this. Maybe cancer has a smell. That's when he contacted me. So I didn't think of it. To make a long story short, he did.
Okay.
He was the first one that said, let's scientifically do it, but he's not a dog trainer. So I was the first one who actually did it. I trained the dogs. And it worked, and we were published in the Journal of Integrative Cancer Therapies. The dogs were 99% accurate at early stage lung cancer in exhaled breath, and 88% accurate in early stage breast cancer.
Wow, that is amazing.
And it's published in a medical journal. So from there on is the rest of the story.
Yeah, wow, that's impressive. So how and why did Enloe Medical Center get involved?
Well, I moved back to Chico after a 26-year stretch in LA for a collaboration with UC Davis. UC Davis purchased 2 upper thoracic cancer detection dogs from Insight 2 Foundation. At about halfway through the training, Mike Wiltermude, who is, again, an amazing thinker and visionary, a wonderful man, he heard that I was back doing this collaboration with Davis. He said, come in. I think Enloe would want to get on board with this in some way. Maybe we can help you with samples. Maybe we can collaborate. What can we do? And we came up with the idea together of getting a dog, naming the dog Enloe, and training him to detect multiple types of cancer.
That is amazing. Okay, well, so that brings me to my next question. That brings me over to you. So Traci, I understand Enloe Medical Center was asking caregivers if they would be willing to adopt Enloe, the dog, once he arrived. So what made you and your family want to do that?
It was, both my husband and I were diagnosed with cancer, and then also being the director of the Cancer Center, I've seen the impact that early detection and screening can have on cancer patients, and really early screening and detection can help save people's lives. And when I heard about the opportunity, we went home and discussed it with the family and thought, what a great opportunity to be in something that could potentially be life-altering for people, and just the possibilities that the future held with adopting a cancer detection dog was just an amazing thought. And so the whole family was on board with that.
Yeah, wow. So Dina, as when people think of Enloe, the cancer detecting dog, they often think of Imagine Dog like sniffing them, right? So we know that's not how it happens. So can you share a little bit about how is he trained, and can you tell us what his training entails and what that looks like?
Yes. Enloe sniffs samples, not people. in a nutshell. So these samples are taken from cancer patients, and we know usually what type of cancer it is, and he's presented with these samples. They can be exhaled breath, urine, saliva, sputum. With Enloe, we're predominantly using the exhaled breath because there are waste products in a human's breath, just like our waste products are in, our bodies have to get rid of toxins, right? Correct. If you take a drug, it's visible in your urine, in your breath. If you drink alcohol, it's detectable on your breath, or in your urine, in your sweat. In the same way, diseases are also visible, or I guess smellable in your breath. So he's being trained, we think, on the waste product of a cancer cell. Nobody really knows what the dogs are smelling. If we knew, we'd be a lot further on in cancer research, because we would know what volatile organic compounds equal cancer, but we don't. So the samples come to us, and he's presented with either cancer samples, and we know what these samples are so that we're able to reward him and say, yes, good boy, that was right? And he's also presented with healthy samples, so we teach him to ignore, not only to identify cancer samples, but to ignore samples taken from healthy people.
Okay.
So he learns to tell the difference.
That's awesome. So that's part of his training. But how long will this, how long does it last? How long is this training? How long has he been in training? I know we said roughly 2 years.
Yes, roughly 2 years since we met little Enloe, little big Enloe. And he sniffed his first cancer sample at 8 weeks old. So we had a very consistent, steady training. As a person that's been doing this, training dogs to sniff cancer since around 2003, we've perfected our protocols, and it usually takes about 12 to 18 months to train a dog through completion. And he was right on schedule, right at about 18 months. He had that aha moment where he started getting extremely consistent. We call it the generalization of target odor. He absolutely understands what he's looking for. So we can put a rack down on the ground, and maybe we can see some videos later, and there might be, four healthy samples and one cancer sample. We know where everything is, and he goes through and sniffs all of the samples and says bam, and lies down at his cancer sample, and he gets a reward. So that's kind of a picture of what it looks like. That takes about 18 months. And then from there on, he's generalized this odor. He understands what he's looking for. He's very consistent. We have yet to enter a clinical trial. Maybe we will with him, because he's such a good dog. One of the most talented dogs I've ever trained. And that involves his willingness, his motivation, his excitement to work. He wants to do it again and again and again, and that's the temperament we look for in a dog. So he's perfect, and he's still, like diet or exercise or being in the gym, it's something you consistently have to do. So his training is never done. We keep getting samples from the cancer center. Thank you so much to Enloe. And his training, we have to maintain his training. So that's what we're doing now, is a maintenance program.
Perfect. So that actually brings me to my next question. So Rebecca, I'm going to bring it over to you. So as Dina mentioned, we are here at Enloe is getting help in his training thanks to our local families. Can you tell us more about that? We understand healthy people can help with this as well. So can you tell us about how they can donate or contribute to his training?
Dina needed a way to get samples from cancer patients, and our new patient orientation, which is a weekly class that I teach on Wednesdays, is a perfect place to gather the samples, both from patients who know they have cancer but have not yet started treatment, and from their caregivers who don't have cancer. And so at the end of the class, I offer the opportunity to donate 10 minutes of your breath to help train Enloe the dog. People are often very excited about that. We have this little packet. And the first thing people do is they sign a consent form. And then they put on a pair of gloves in case they ate a juicy burger or some bacon for breakfast. And then they put on just a basic yellow surgical mask. And while they are sitting there talking, breathing, they fill out an easy questionnaire. And I show them the videos. I show them a video of Dina and the dogs, and I show them a CNN video about a study happening in the UK, and people put their my timer goes off, people put their sample back in the bag and seal it up, and put their little questionnaire in the bag, and I put it in a freezer until Dina comes and picks it up. And I will say that one of the most common questions people have is, from the healthy people, if Enloe smells cancer on my sample, are you going to let me know? And unfortunately, we cannot let you know, because the The consent form goes in a folder someplace else, and from the time I get that consent form, your name is not associated with this little number anymore. By the time Dina gets it, you're not, and there's no way we would get back to you if the dog did anything.
Yeah. So, if people wanted to donate a sample, is that something that we can do? How would they contact?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so the easiest way is call me at the number that I'm sure they're going to post in the comments, and plan to come on a Wednesday at noon. But if you really, really want to do it and you absolutely can't be here on a Wednesday at noon, then call me and we'll try to arrange a time when you can come and donate 10 minutes of your breath.
Wow, that is really amazing. So I have to ask Traci, we're going to ask you another question over here. So Enloe has become a local celebrity here in the area. So what has it been like adding him to your family? And what does it feel like when people light up and they meet him?
It is. It's been very rewarding. He's just another member of the family. I mean, he loves our other dog. He loves our kids. He loves to play. He swims. But it's fun that people just recognize him and they want to come up and they want to pet him. They want to take their picture with him. It's very intriguing. And we get the same questions. They want to know if he's going to sniff him, and that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But he just loves people and he loves kids. He's just like any other dog. He thinks that this is play.
Yeah. I noticed his vest says "Pet Me." I thought that was pretty
it's
adorable.
fun. Like, we'll take him out, and he'll go to Lowe's. He'll go out to different stores, and people initially think that he's an ADA dog, and they can't pet him when they find that they can. They just love to give him loves, and he's a ham. He loves the attention.
Yes, he's doing so good too. Enloe, anything you'd like to say? Yeah, you're doing good? Okay, great. So all of this has been really great insight. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Is there anything else you guys would like to add before we close today?
I would like to add. So it's so interesting. We get a lot of questions. So we're training the dog, but it can't be used. And so it's very, very valuable to show that dogs are capable of early detection. When people say, well, why dogs? I mean, this is an added tool that science has found and confirmed in published studies to be very accurate at early stage. And it's non-invasive.
Right.
So when you think about it, we're not taking blood, we're not cutting out a piece of tumor
It's not
to
invasive,
biopsy it.
Uh-huh.
He's just smelling a waste product. So it's completely non-invasive. It's relatively low cost when you look at the costs of medicine. And people say, well, then why is he just training and we're not using it? Well, the goal is to get enough people understanding, to show reliable results, to show results in clinical trials, so that someday maybe it can be a screening for the public someday.
Yeah, science takes time.
You hear that, Enloe? You gonna say something now?
Oh,
He said yes.
yeah.
So anyone else want to have anything else they want to say about?
No.
Just do
Yes.
your screening test, please.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thanks again for everyone for being here, and thank you for joining us. And please join me next month when we discuss the many resources right here and that we have right here in our community to help support patients in their fight against cancer. So goodbye for now.
Thank you.